All right. Hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, let's get into this. This is going to be a collective message. We'll call out zodiacs as we see them. And we are starting with the world. So we've got strong Capricorn to begin with. Um, I feel like this, just because we are seeing the world from outer space, I feel like this is going to be a big story. I feel like this is going to be one of those tales that is. It could be like a macro change. This could be, what has this got to do with? To look at the world, Ace of Sacred Circles. There's a chance to draw a line in the sand and say, let's start over. Let's do things different. Same place, different style. This could be a do-over in a relationship with the same person. It's like, you know what, when I look at what we actually have a lot of really good stuff. Sure, we've had some problems, but let's draw a line in the sand with the stuff that's been wrong, and let's go ahead and start over, and we'll try to focus on the good stuff, everything, because there's a lot of good here, a lot of good. If this is about literally the earth, the world, somebody might be having a better impression. We have Three of Cups. Somebody might have just had their faith restored in humanity a little bit. I'm wondering if there has been a character who had like a really down day, a really stressful time, a really painful, sad time, and they shook it off and they said, you know what, I'm actually not going to be miserable or sad about things anymore. I'm not going to be down on humans, and where we suck. Instead, there's a lot of really great people. This feels, like I said, like it's a big message first on the macro scale, but now we're also looking at on like the one-on-one, the micro scale, the connection to an actual, person or singular relationship. But it's like, you know what, I really do feel there's a lot to love. This is awesome. This could be the story of a divine masculine who is starting to feel his heart open back up. He wants to love again. He wants to give love another chance. If he had been bitter about something to do with the world for a period of time, I think he's feeling a lot better. This is awesome energy to be in. Really, really nice energy. Let me just see, is this about him wanting a do-over with someone, or is this just him starting to like open his heart back up and feel like he wants to manifest a connection, just as a whole? Like I could see myself loving again. I'm no longer feeling jaded. We have the Hierophant. This could be somebody who wants marriage again. Does this mean there is a particular partner, possibly a Taurus, possibly a Virgo, Gemini, that he would want? Well, Six of Cups is sideways. I don't know. I'm getting this vibe that he wants to be married again. He could picture that again. He believes in like unity and relationships again. I don't know if he's necessarily saying that there's one particular soulmate that he would want to go back to, or if he's just saying, I believe in soulmates again. What is restoring his faith? Got the Eight of Swords. It did eventually flip itself upside down. So he's unstuck. What is it that you got unstuck from? We got the Emperor sideways. We have the Perspective upright. I don't know if this is a story of like possibly a divine masculine who for a period of time, maybe he was really struggling with a relationship that he had with his own father. Maybe this was him looking at, like what it takes to be an emperor. Maybe for a period of time, he just didn't feel like he could be that person. Maybe somebody took the wind out of his sails. Or he's realizing that for a long time he was like walking around feeling like crap and he shouldn't have been. Maybe this is a divine masculine who, maybe he went through some really traumatic relationship where it was like he was told over and over again he didn't live up to expectations, and it just made him feel like, well, then there's no point in doing love since obviously I suck at it. I can't make anybody happy. It could have been something along those lines. And he's completely like, let me ask, what is helping him like restore himself and feel open to love again? I mean, his heart is warm. We've got an Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Hang on. There's something here about Inspiration of Swords. I'm wondering if there's somebody that didn't ask him for anything, didn't tell him he had to do this, how to do that, but just kind of, I don't know, this is him learning something, maybe without him feeling like it has to be this job and he has to be this and that. But maybe he's just recognized that somebody is pretty accepting and he's paid attention to, learned from or paid attention to an individual. Who is this? Who is this that he's been like watching from afar? 10 of Swords, somebody that whether or not, and the reason let me preface this by saying the reason I'm saying somebody he's been watching from afar is because this can be our card of spying, but it's also just our card of like gathering information. I'm thinking something has really helped him to heal. Something helped him that he was listening to, paying attention to, watching, listening, whatever it is, being inspired by. There's the words I'm looking for. He'd been inspired by someone or something during his time of like loss, healing, restoration. I don't know if I always say that this is like the ship that's coming in, that's like the SOS. This is a shipwreck image. So we know there must have been a huge storm. It smashed this poor ship to hell. And then the seas calm again, though, and dawn comes. And here we have like this rescue ship coming in. So whomever this is, that song by Neil Diamond, it was Nothing But a Heartbreak, I think, or a Heartache. It's this really great song. It's a more recent track of his, but it's a really beautiful song. It's basically, he's talking about like some woman that he winds up falling in love with that's so different than what he knew than his ex was. And it's like, and you came in and like broke her spell that he was under, and I'm not saying anybody was under anyone's spell in any way, shape, or form. I don't believe in stuff like that. But for the purpose of this story, that was really making me think that he feels like somebody kind of like, I don't know, inspired him, kind of came to his rescue, but it's not like somebody came in and was standing there beside him in his world. It's more like something, and it doesn't have to be a feminine, it doesn't have to be a lover or someone he's interested in per se, but something. Maybe he read a great book and it really came, at this time when he needed, something to lift his spirits, for example. But it's definitely something that he watched, he paid attention to, kind of spied on. So it could have been a person, but it kind of rescued him somehow. Definitely showed him like there's happiness still, like he has other chapters of his life to like really live and enjoy. And I don't know, just like really coming through as if there's this great happiness, the Wheel of Fortune. This is about believing in divine timing. This is about like knowing that in time you will heal. Two of Pentacles. What does that mean? I'm feeling like his whole life is feeling more balanced. His energy, his emotions are feeling balanced. Oh, he could be a Virgo. He is coming back to life after being like, he could have gone like radio silent from everybody for a while, maybe like no social media. He could have just been off grid for a while, just being quiet, just keeping to himself. By the way, we did also have Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, Taurus here as well for him. But now strong hermit. So we know he was on a hermit's journey. Now, at this point, what is he thinking about doing? I mean, we can see that he's looking at the world. Maybe that's the other reason. He's like, man, I think I'm about to reemerge. I think I'm about to be communicating again with, the rest of the world. I think I'm healing, but I think as I step back into like communications with people again, I think there are certain people I'm not going to let back into my life. I think there's certain people that I will definitely gravitate toward, maybe even the type of people that I want to gravitate toward. Real strong sense of like he wants to collect really amazing people around him, people he can love, people he can feel safe with, people he can connect to. I think his heart is like really open again. He knows that there's soulmates, great people to connect with on this planet. And we see him again as a King of Cups. I keep feeling like he's ready to make an offer to someone. I don't know who this is exactly, but we do have, these seahorses, and they do mate for life. So I'm almost feeling like this is a really sensitive, beautiful, loving, divine masculine. When I say that, please remember, I don't actually read for genders. Although I say divine masculine, this could be a woman too, just standing in their masculine energy, which is the energy of the sun. The sun is the action taking energy, whereas the moon is a gravitational pull and the feminine. So just bear that in mind. But I feel like he's healed. His heart feels really good again. He has this desire to like emote, to share something of himself with someone that he considers to be like, he already kind of feels like somebody is long-term material. What do we have an Empress in the reverse for him? Action of Swords sideways. Okay, so he knows better than to like fantasize and be like, oh no, I already know who this person is. I'm going to rush in. We're going to get married. It's going to be great. No, he's not going to be rushing to make any huge, like, here's a ring, marry me. Remember, he's already been kind of drugged through the mud before. And I'm thinking whatever happened to him was probably pretty significant. I feel like he got a pretty raw deal. He got treated pretty badly at one point in time. And it made him kind of shut down, made him kind of retreat, made him really not feel good about himself. And now he's kind of been restored. And whomever it is that he would like to move toward at this point, definitely he wants to make an emotional offer to somebody. He's still not going to do it with this overemphasis or like walk into it so starry-eyed where it's like, I'm going to instantly propose to someone because I just know this is perfect. I think he's more, still maybe very romantic, but he's also a realist, which is really great to see. Being realistic, even about something sensitive and emotional, is still so good because it gives a character a chance to like really, just go through the building of a relationship and getting to know somebody and not imagining it's all going to be, butterflies and sunshine, and then be crestfallen the first time there's ever like, somebody disappoints you, even though this tiniest way, because we're all going to disappoint each other at some point in time, right? Not because we want to, not because we're callous, but just because, we can't over romanticize how one person is going to just meet every need that we ever had. If we're lucky enough to find that, amazing. But to let people still be human and have their flaws and know that they'll disappoint us sometimes, I think it's more like eyes wide open, realistic view. And so I kind of dig the fact that he's not coming in overly romantic, but he is coming in kind. We've got a Six of Wands. Whomever this is, he sees her as very successful. He sees her as somebody who's possibly just off doing her own thing. He sees her as somebody that maybe has a pretty busy life. She looks for sweetness in life. Emperor sideways. I don't even know if he knows what her situation is. By the way, this is actually a feminine emperor. This could be somebody that he is looking at as like, I don't know if she got a man, or I don't know if she's just running her own empire. She kind of seems like somebody who would be possibly a business owner. The emperors can be, whether they're masculine or feminine, doesn't matter, but they can come across as business owners. This is, I always think of like the courtyard around the Louvre. So it always makes me think of France. Obviously, we're also, kind of seeing like someone who should be at court in Versailles, right? So very much tip of the hat to France here. Now we have Italy. I always feel like this is an Italian villa. But Four of Wands, all I can say is he already knows that she is somebody who should have a really successful long-term union. Like he already knows she is somebody who's all about like building stability. So I'm guessing this is a person he's been doing a bit of like spying on, or this is the person who he's, I'm thinking this is who's helped him to recover, whether or not she knows it. We've been getting a lot of a storyline like that, where somebody is kind of like observing an individual and liking what they see. Yeah, she could be at a distance from him with the star. She definitely helped him to heal. He has put her a bit on a pedestal, like she's pretty great in his eyes. But all of that still comes across like he just sees her, like all of her beautiful qualities. He really likes something about her, but I don't believe he's been in her environment, or at least it doesn't seem like it. King of Cups, have you been in her environment? Nine of Wands. I don't think so, but she might have been hard to access because she's had her own, hurts and pains. He may know a lot about her or know some things about her own, pain that she's worked through. Maybe that's, sometimes it's the other thing that really inspires us is when we see another person who's gone through their own traumas and here we are going through ours, it can be like, wow, I can really resonate with that person. I can find a kindred spirit in them. We have 3 of Cups. I just feel, because these hula hoops always kind of look like a Venn diagram or something to me. I'm going to say that it's more like, we are different things, but it's kind of like our experiences in life have overlapped in like the Venn diagram-esque thing. This is a great card to think about it in the context of like, kindred spirits. Like, I've been through this, you've been through that, but there's such a similarity that it's almost like we overlap, so we can really understand one another. I feel like anytime we realize that there's another human being on this planet who we already know, they say something or they get us. And it's like, I know that they'll understand because they just said something and I understand what they went through. So I know that they understand what I went through also. That's like a huge like opportunity to do like a human bonding, even if you don't know each other. So I'm going to say that it's like he doesn't know her, but he knows her because she's a little like, this is pretty prickly, right? She's on behind this thorny rose bush. So I'm not going to say that I think he knows her, especially when we put that star card there. Like, he's always been at a distance from her, but he knows about her. He might know, who she is, know, something about her. They could run kind of in the same circles or something, but they've never like dated. But this is the person that he has interest in at this point. Okay, so are you reaching out to her then? Because this really looks like Ace of Wands. Yes, he's definitely going to be reaching out, possibly through quotation or written word, or even sending a gift of a book, or it's something here where Ace of Wands is the passionate drive to move forward. So he'll definitely be reaching out to her because passion is like the gasoline in the engine. We have the World card. He is still at a distance from her though. So it's going to probably have to be maybe like almost pen pal, anytime we see a book, I'm thinking written word. These two might start talking is what'll happen first. They could start communicating, and this could go on for a couple months, becoming pen pals, becoming people that, chit chat back and forth, get to like really build a bond together. To see that World card again, she could be a Capricorn. Queen of Cups in the reverse. She maybe doesn't have any clue that he's looking at her as like somebody that he'd like as a partner. 7 of Wands, because he's not making that overture. He may talk to her first about more like benign things, like just build some kind of friendship or something. Again, there's a reason for this distance, and it's not a bad thing. He will have to persuade her, more or less. She's gonna have to fall for him. Yeah, that song, but if you wait around a while, I'll make you fall for me. I promise you I will. I always, anytime that song comes up for me, I love When in Rome. I love their original, but Sturgill Simpson does such a great job with that. I don't know. It just feels like these two just are going to build a friendship first. Hi, baby. All right, you guys. My baby needs me. Take care. Thanks so much for being here. Bye. Aries.